Today we have problem from chapter 16.3, number 4. The Common Core State standards I have chosen for this problem are Common Core State Standard Math Content 7, SPC 8, A, and B. 8 states find probabilities of compound events using organized lists, tables, tree diagrams, and simulations. A states to understand that just as with simple events, the probability of a compound event is the fraction of outcomes in the sample space for which the compound event occurs. And B states to represent sample spaces for compound events using methods such as organized lists, tables, and tree diagrams for an event described in everyday language, rolling double sixes. Identify the outcomes in the sample space which compose the event. Why did I choose these standards? Well, these Common Core State standards relate to this problem because they discuss compound events and perfectly fit with a spinner. And the compound event of spinning a yellow then red or red then yellow. These Common Core State standards even describe using tree diagrams or simulation to solve compound event problems. CCSS 7 SPC 8A even touches on understanding that the probability of a compound event is the fraction of the outcomes. Thus, in this problem, the probability of getting that red then yellow or the yellow then red. Our problem states a children's game has a spinner that is equally likely to land on any one of 4 colors: red, blue, yellow, or green. Determine the probability of spinning either a red followed by a yellow or a yellow followed by a red in 2 spins. Explain your reasoning. For starters, before we begin this problem, we need to understand what probability is and how we can go about solving this problem. What is probability? Well, the textbook states that probability is the study of chance processes and how to calculate the chance that something will happen or won't happen. And something else we need to know is a compound event. A compound event is a multi-stage experiment. In our case today, we have a spinner, and in 2 spins, we need to find the probability of spinning a yellow and red or red and yellow. Once again, our problem is asking for us to spin a spinner twice, or with 2 spins, and determine spinning either a red followed by a yellow or a yellow followed by a red. If this problem was an independent event, we would calculate the probability of spinning a red by finding how many parts out of the total red is. So the red section is 1 section, and there are 4 total sections. So the probability of spinning a red is 25% or 1/4. If we followed this single event branch, we would not end up with the correct answer because we would then multiply 1/4 by 1/4 to find the probability of red then yellow or yellow then red as 1/16, which is not the correct answer. However, we do not have this type of single event problem. We know that for the first spin, we have a 50% chance of spinning either red or yellow. Once we spin that initial spin, we then have 1/4 or 25% chance of getting a yellow or a red. Thus, 1/4 times half is 1/8. But because we know that we have 2 outcomes that we like, that being red then yellow or yellow then red, we must multiply 1/8 by 2 to get 2/16, which is the correct answer. As we can see here, I put it into terms. Red or yellow first is half or 50%. Yellow or red second is 1/4 or 25%. The combination of 1/2 and 1/4 is 1/8 or 12.5%. And then we multiply 1/8 by 2 to get 2/16. One other way we can go about solving the probability problem is to make an array. An array shows all the possible outcomes on a spinner with the 2 spins. So if we know we're doing 2 spins, and on the first spin, there's 4 possible colors you can spin, and on the second spin, you know there's 4 possible colors you can spin, that's 4 times 4, 16. So we know we have 16 total outcomes. Because there are 16 total outcomes, and we've spun the spinner twice, we know we will have 2 out of 16 options. If we wanted to get a blue then blue, we know we would get 1 out of 16 because there's only one double B here. So if we want to get yellow then red or red then yellow, we need to figure out how many times those things appear. We see here that yellow then red appears once and red then yellow appears once. So 1/16 plus 1/16 equals 2/16. Thus we have the correct answer of 2/16.